I'm coming to you from a position of I'm running two channels, and one of them started off really strong, and the other one, which is this channel, I'm struggling very hard with it and finding the time to work on a channel that isn't doing as well. I'm finding it to be very difficult, and I'm watching many of my colleagues that are building channels also, and they're running into having similar feelings, and having similar problems that I'm having. Is that YouTube popularity isn't what you would think it would be. You're not going to hit a couple thousand subscribers and get life's independence that you're looking for. You're not going to get monetization and all of a sudden have thousands of dollars rolling in to support your lifestyle and so on and so forth. The cold, hard reality is that one goal will stretch into another, and it seems like this endless race to get where you want to go. And it's very difficult to even think this out loud because your mind gets into a place where you're so narrowly minded thinking of success that you don't realize that you're changing the goalpost as it goes. I remember when I first started, um, I would keep track on a calendar each day when I woke up how many subscribers I had and how many watch hours I had. And when the subscribers hit the count that I was looking for, I continued to maintain the count, but I was watching the watch hours. And that was very easy to maintain because I was having some level of success and I was able to measure that success each day. And I was seeing massive growth, and it didn't hurt that I had a video at the time, and that is still to this day accounts for 50% of the subscribers on my large solar channel with over 18,000 subscribers. And yeah, it's only 50%. So the other 9,000, 10,000 subscribers are totally growth based and a lot of work. After over 100 videos of posting, I would hope that I've accomplished something. But when it comes to this channel and the one where I can really help people and I feel that I have something to offer, it it feels like YouTube hates me. It feels like, and I know it's not true. I know it's an extremely competitive market, and a lot of people say, "Well, I post the same video that this person posts. Why does he get popular and why is he not?" A lot of that comes down to timing. When you run the same TV show at one time of night and you run it on a different day of the week at a different time, and it's not popular. Or people's way of looking at things is not the same. You watch a football related historical story the day of 2 hours before the Super Bowl, it may be extremely popular, and 2 hours 3 days later it may be they burn out on football and they don't care anymore. So timing, I know, is a lot of it. YouTube will claim that whatever time you release a video doesn't make a difference, and I'm convinced that they're probably legitimately say that, as long as the time that in which it releases, you don't have a huge amount of competition. I've noticed that if I have 5 or 10 other videos that are similar in content to mine all release around the same time, we compete for the same audience. Therefore, I get a smaller chunk of the audience. Even if I'm getting a big piece of the audience, I'm still getting a smaller piece simply because I still have to share with other people. You have a piece, if you have a pie and you share it with 10 pieces, you're all going to get a piece. If you have a pie to yourself or with only one or two people, you're going to get a half a pie. So that's kind of the hard thing to accept here, is that it isn't what I thought it would be. And if you're looking for a real quick solution, you're not going to get one. sure, there's some success. I'm a success story. I mean, I got 18,000 subscribers in 6 months. Um, so sure, you can have success. That's not, I'm not saying don't look for success. I'm saying that a couple $100 a month in AdSense isn't going to pay your bills. For me, I'm very fortunate where I have high commission solar eyed things that pay the bills. And with this channel, I can use a lot of teaching and training and classes and stuff like that. So you're going to have to find a way to really sell yourself and sell a product or sell an item or push something or just not care to the point where you grow to the point where you can, just endorse things at that point and be successful then. But that's going to require that you have the patience to get to that point at first. And this is really the hard thing to accept with doing YouTube, is that it isn't, even when you're successful, and let me explain what I mean by even when you're successful, the goalposts move. So at first you're like, I need 1,000 subscribers. And when you get 1,000 subscribers, then it's, well, I need 4,000 watch hours. And when you get 4,000 watch hours, I know when that happened for me, it was like I blew past it, and then there's no real way to track it that's, you know, in your face like it was before you got to monetization. So then you start watching things, and I said, well, my goal is then to watch the revenue that I get each month. You know, one month it's 150, the next month it's 170, the next month it's 190, the next month it's 210, and that works great as long as it's going up. But then when it goes down a month, like, after Christmas, it dives in January. I had a lot of commissions in late last year as the tax credits started to expire, and so people wanted to get solar, and now it's winter and nobody really cares anymore. So that made it very difficult also. So there's a lot to this that you don't hear about. Also, finding that magic balance between live stream and long form and short form and I mean the difference between short long form and long form. I tend to lean towards the long form. I look at things as an episodic TV show. You're going to go watch a TV show, and a weekly episode that's an hour long is not unheard of. Matter of fact, it's quite popular. If you're looking for, short entertainment, then you might be, 5 or 10 minute videos, and maybe even 15-minute videos that are, they're long form, but they're short. And those can be done. And then you've got the shorts, the real shorts, the 2 or 3 minute ones. And I found that those are really good for the same purpose, but an accelerated version of teaching and learning and that kind of stuff. And if you get one of those that hits, like I've got one that hits, that's, 900,000 views and 9,000 subscribers, it will change your channel. And the point is, though, is you need to be ready for that change. You need to be ready for the what you need to keep those people and to get them to watch, because those shorts viewers are different from these long-term viewers. Now, a large portion of people watch both. So if you get the right people, or you get them for the right reason, and what I found is, when I'm looking for long form viewers, don't go with the super shorts that just, the girl in shorts, and you get 2 million views but it doesn't relate back to what you're doing. I do solar educational videos in the shorts, or show off my solar systems so that they want to see the long form, or watch me build. Here's a quick view of the solar shed, and then they want to see me build the solar shed, so they come to watch the thing. They come to watch the full episodes, the long form episodes. But even that doesn't always work. Finding that balance for your crowd is been a real challenge, and you find yourself constantly changing and moving around and trying to build and build and build and build, and it never quite feels like you actually get to that level where you're there. You're really truly there. Lately, I've started a new series where I just come out here to the shed, and I'm recording tonight from the shed. Um, and I just turn on the camera and I start a live stream and I just start doing it. And I'm starting to get some, some folks that are watching that. But nothing at this time of the year is extremely popular. And nothing is easy. Everything is a work and everything is a grind, and you kind of find yourself recording videos constantly. Last week was kind of funny. I went to edit a video and realized I had 3 recorded videos that all 3 needed to be edited. And I'm like searching for content, thinking, what am I going to record this week? And I had 3 of them out there already. So then, um, if you don't truly enjoy certain aspects of it, then you have to worry about, well, who's going to do the editing, and are you going to do a good quality job? And what I try to do on a lot of them is make it to where I don't have to do a lot of editing. Or get that pattern rhythm down where I'm doing editing. So there's a lot of time spent on that. There's a lot of time spent on setting up. There's a lot of time spent on, I build things in DIY and educational type videos. So I spend a lot of time building the stuff that you see behind me. Like I'm in the progress right now of installing the backboards and stuff on all this in my live streams. And as I'm building them, like I did on this side last night, everything is temporary because, 6 months from now, I'm going to get a new, module in to test. I'm going to get a new inverter. I'm going to get another set of batteries. I'm going to get something new in, or, YouTube is going to change, or the algorithm is going to get updated, or there'll be something new come out that I'll need to record again. And so you kind of got this catch-22 between everything is constantly changing and everything feels like it's a repeat of what it was last week. And I've seen that, I've heard it called, from some people that you gotta learn to play the game to be successful. I can sympathize with that. Um, I've seen others say that it is it worth it after all this time that you do all this work, and you make a couple $100, and the answer is there. And I think it was Ty that mentioned in his recent video that if you're looking for AdSense to make you rich, it isn't going to work. Unless you're getting millions and millions of views on your videos, you're not going to make enough to pay the bills with AdSense. It's going to be, as I don't remember who it was that said it, it's going to be milk money, coffee money. And sure, it'll soften the blow a couple $100 a month, but that's not going to pay the bills. You're not going to make a living off of that. So, and you can bring in thousands of hits, and you may even make a few $1,000s on those, on those. But if you're going to on the AdSense, but if you're, and all of this comes around to just the average problem of working with YouTube and building a channel and the daily grind to it, and understanding that it's not all fun and games unless you truly enjoy what you're doing. Fortunately, when I'm out here constructing things, I do it when I'm not on camera. So for me, it truly is the fun. I've even started a second and a third channel. A second channel where anytime I'm building something that isn't solar related, I called it Build Unbound, and I basically, anything that I'm building, if I'm working on my wife's coffee trailer, fixing something in the house, remounting a door, putting up a fence, whatever the case may be, that goes onto that channel. If I'm working on anything that's like this, that's encouragement, or talking about building your YouTube channel, or how to deal with the daily stresses of a YouTube channel, or how to get to those right, the number of subscribers and those watch hours, then it goes on this channel. And then if it's solar related, I put it on my solar channel, and each one of them has a different type of success rate going on, and each one of them has a different attraction for me to determine what I can build. I would love to have them all combined on one, but sometimes when I get on a roll, my solar channel, I can release 2, 3, 4 videos a week without even thinking about it. There for a while, I had, 6 weeks of videos backlogged, and I had them scheduled every other day. On this channel, I have really struggled to not come up with content, but to find the motivation to take away from one of those other channels and slow that content down and put the effort into here, which is when I saw, Brooke's video and Ty's video this past week about the same type of subject. That's what really got me to thinking, I should sit down and just have a heart to heart with you guys on what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing, because it's not all, even for us successful creators, or what I consider, or what some consider successful creators, where you have the thousands and you're monetized, and I have the affiliate deals and make some decent money off of commissions off of those. It's still not all easy. It's still not all peaches and cream and something that you can just take for granted. It's still a lot of work to get the camera set up, to make sure the mics are constantly working, and to be honest with you, we still make the same mistakes where you build an entire video and then you find out your microphone's not working. Like mine, I have both it recording here and I have it recording on my LinkedIn directly to my camera, and I have a backup mic over there. So that's so that I don't have those problems. When my live stream constantly, my phone won't connect to the live stream, and that camera is out, and then I have to deal with not having that camera. So there's constant those type of problems. They happens to all of us. So those are the things that you're going to have to learn to deal with. But the struggle is to keep going and to stay consistent in a fashion, to stay true to your channel and to your base of viewers, to your subscribers. Don't stray too far from it. Keep in mind that everything has, and I've heard this, and I haven't been around really long enough to know that it's true yet, but I saw part of it when Black Friday, Christmas came around, that there is seasons to YouTube, and what your viewers and what your channel does and the time of year it works for them is going to be different from others. So stick with it and make it happen, and I will do the same. But I just want you to know you're not alone. It is very difficult sometimes to get here and make videos for this particular channel when it's not doing as well. It's very easy for me to, flip the camera on and spend 2 hours out here building in the solar shed for a channel that has 18,000 subscribers where I know I'm going to have viewers. It's very difficult for me to turn on the camera for this channel when I haven't had that breakout video yet. As much as I love doing it, as much as I want to do it, I still have a hard time doing it. So the simple thing to take from this, and I think if it helps, and if it shows one person comes away from this thinking, okay, I'm not alone. He has the same problems that I have, and I'm not alone. I know that a lot of us are feeling it right now, and I'm assuming it's the off season for all of this. And we're going to have to push through and come out the other end stronger and better. So my thought is that I think I'm going to make that attempt to double down on what I've got that's working, go back and do an analysis of the last 3 or 4 months, find out those videos that were working, remake that annual video, take the best video from last year and remake it for all of my channels, and see if I can find that success and that love again for what I was doing, for what I am doing, and then maybe get through some of this. I don't want to say it's. Yeah, I don't want to say it's it's doubt, but just, but uncomfortable difficulty moving forward. And I know it sounds just like doubt, but it's not really. I don't doubt the process. I don't doubt what I'm doing. I don't doubt that I enjoy the hell out of it. Um, but that doesn't make it any easier to, for some reason, that doesn't make it any easier. What is it about the human mind that makes doing things that aren't paying off immediately difficult? And that's what I have to figure out how to get past. Somehow make it successful, even if it's not successful in the measurement milestone that I want. And I know that some of you on your videos, some others that I've seen in their videos, they post on, measuring based on your own success and not on others' success. And for me, I've got three channels that are at three different stages. One that gets hits, but it's very small. One that gets almost no traffic whatsoever, and it's tiny. And one that does enormously well, and I have a lot of viewers, but it runs hot and cold. Sometimes I'll go 2, 3, 4 videos where it's 8 of 10, 9 of 10, and 10 of 10. And then I'll have a 1 of 10 for the next, that'll sit that 1 of 10 for the next 3 months. So anyway, you guys, I hope this helps somebody. I hope that you share in success, and I hope that it if it has helped, please let me know in the comments below.